That. Now, related to the same topic, your column today in the Daily Telegraph directed me to some comments I hadn't heard on Ben Fordham's show on 2GB. Incredible comments from Mark Scott, the former head of the ABC, now heads up Sydney University. Here he is with Ben Fordham talking about the protests on Sydney Uni.
I'm sorry that they feel upset that the encampment is there. It is a big university. It's a very large university, and it's very possible to work your way around the university and not be confronted by the encampment.
There you go. Now, he says it's only a small protest on a big uni. It's easy to get around. And you make the perfect point that actually Israel's only a small country too. But a lot of people seem to be having trouble getting around it.
Absolutely. If you look at a map, and not a lot of people do at Sydney University, if you look at a map of the Middle East, you'll find the proportion of Israel to the rest of it is kind of dramatic. So if you want to work around, you want to avoid Israel, if you want to have no engagement with Israel, very easy to do. But as we've seen over many decades since 1948, that Islamic Middle Eastern nations have a great deal of difficulty disengaging from that issue. And as we saw most recently and most horrifically on October 7, certainly Hamas has no ability to work around Israel at all.
Indeed. That segues us to the Islamist regime in Iran, of course, where the leadership there wants to annihilate Israel. They lost their president yesterday, and some brave Iranian women understandably celebrated. Have a look. Yeah, now we can all understand, given what the regime has done to women and others in Iran, but it takes an enormous amount of bravery to actually show any defiance in that country.
It certainly does. And, you know, the expressions of joy of a tyrant who's killed so many women and so many Iranians over so many decades. That joy has got to be measured against, of course, the risk that existing members of the regime and existing forces will take their revenge against those women, as we've seen time and time again. Rita Panahi is terrific on this issue, of course, given her background. Yeah, of course she would be, and with her family, and she's very much lived the ordeal that women have faced in that country. And yeah, at last, Iranian women have something to celebrate. Good on them.
Indeed, although sadly I don't think the regime will change much. Indeed, it's Ayatollah Khamenei who still runs the show. Let me get back to Joe Biden, because I said we might have time to mock him tonight, and I do want to show this crap. I think it's from the same event where he spoke so strongly about Israel, but he's talking to this audience about someone who's a hostage, a Hamas hostage, and he gets muddled up and actually thinks the guy's in the room. Have a look.
Administration working around the clock to free the remaining hostages, just as we have freed hostages already. And here today is Hirsch Goldberg Poland, and still, he is not here with us, but he's still being held by Hamas.
Yeah, no, Mr. President, we'd like him to be here today, but he's still a hostage.
Well, this is going to make the debate so fascinating. You know, is he on drugs? Does he have a good drug team to get him through these things? That's what the speculation is in a lot of cases. That they might be needing to update the dose. This is, of course, a guy though who, for a long time, has forgotten where his own son died. So maybe it shouldn't be any great shock that he doesn't know if someone's in the room or in Hamas custody.
It is sad. It makes those debates delectable if they ever happen.